Hello everyone, and thank you for joining us for the info session for our Master in Data Science. We'll have a few more people joining us, but in the meantime, let me introduce myself. My name is Lara. I am the Community Manager at European Leadership University. This means that, for example, I am part of the admissions team, and we'll be talking to you about any of your questions regarding your application process and the program. But also I work on creating new partners, including employer partners for the ELU community, and new partners for our faculty and webinar sessions as well. So thank you again for joining today. As you know, by joining today, you will also be granted one of our Coursera licenses. We have partnered with Coursera to offer you a 3-month access to 5,000 different courses. And of course, there are many different data science courses and also Python courses that you can use on that platform to get ready for a data science master's like this. So without further ado, let's get started. Now, if you have any questions, please drop your questions in the Q&A box below. And I will do my best to take some time at the end of the webinar as well to answer your questions. I do not think that we'll go over any longer than 30 minutes. So let's get started. So what I will be sharing with you today is a little bit about the mission of ELU, why we were founded, and what our philosophy is. Then I'll be talking about the learning experience, the learning model at ELU. It's a bit different from traditional universities. And of course, the curriculum of the data science program in particular. And then also I will be sharing a bit of information about the application procedure, the kind of profiles we're looking for, as well as the funding and fees. So first of all, I would like to talk a little bit about the foundation of European Leadership University, or ELU. So we are a fairly new university. We currently have 2 cohorts in our data science program. The first cohort is set to graduate in August of this year, so just within a few months' time. We're very excited. And we'll also be launching in the coming year in 2021 our Bachelor in Software Engineering, which will also be a fully online program. We founded the university in response to the skills gap in the job market. So what we can see is that people who are graduating from university do not necessarily have these skills that are looked for by employers in the market. This is especially true also in the tech field and in the EU and Dutch market. So by talking to different employers and corporate partners, we actually create a program where we focus around the skills that you'll need in the job market itself. Of course, also we see a fast changing world. Our degrees are therefore all focused on the digital domain with the data science master's program as our flagship program at first. This is why we feel there's a need for a full stack educational offer. Not only do you get, let's say, the skills that you need, the know-how, the practice you need, but also you will be powered with credentials. This is a degree program, so you will be graduating with a master's degree at the end of the program. So again, what do we offer as our solution to what we see is missing in the market, and what is our purpose? We would like to develop job-ready talent, specifically in tech, with both leadership skills and credentials. Again, you will be graduating with a degree, but not only do we focus on your technical skills, but also your soft skills that you'll need as a data scientist, which we'll be speaking about a little bit further on as well. A little bit about the basis of the ELU educational model. Our model is focused around 3, let's say, values. One is competency-based learning, another one is community, and one is the employability focus. So what this means is that rather than having exams and focusing on certain theories, we are focusing all of your courses and your assignments around certain competencies that I'll be showing in a little bit as well. And you'll be actually evaluated against these competencies and these skills. You'll be working largely on assignments, projects of a practical nature. So you actually will be building during the program a portfolio so that you can showcase the evidence of your skills mastery through these projects as well. So that is actually what helps you in your employability too, because you can demonstrate that you have this skill set as a data scientist to the job market. The community. So a lot of people think that online learning is lonely, and it can be. For example, on Coursera, it might be. But what we do at ELU is to actually put you in a cohort. So you'll be joined by peers, and you'll also have mentors and course facilitators that you will meet with on a regular basis. I'll talk about the different learning accelerators in the program in a little bit, but in short, you will have weekly workshops with your course facilitator, and you can also have up to weekly sessions with your mentor. And these are people who are working in the field, so they have know-how, they know what is happening in the actual companies and organizations that you might also aspire to join. And therefore, they can really give you tips on how to use your education and transition into the career. Finally, we have a focus on employability. This is very much due to the things I've already mentioned, due to the faculty being people from the industry, due to the fact that you'll be working on skill set and on practical assignments. But we also have something that is called the Talent Accelerator Program, which is an add-on to the master program. It is not required for everyone to join, but for those of you who might have an interest in joining specifically the Dutch job market, this can be a way that facilitates your entry into the job market. So we do our best to connect you with employers. This does not mean we can promise that you will get a job, but it's our kind of promise to help you transition and support you in that transition to a data science career, especially in the Netherlands. So again, as I said, we focus on skills. So these are the skills that we focus on in our data science master's program. On the technical side, you have your data science skills. This includes Python programming. We do assume that by the start of the program, you already have some Python programming knowledge around the intermediate level, but we will build on that more. And then we go over the very basics up to a more advanced skill set of data science. So you work, of course, on data collection, data scraping, data visualization, but also on more advanced techniques like machine learning and NLP. But not only do we focus on your technical skills, we think that as a data scientist, or rather we know from our experience working with data scientists in the field, you will also need the soft skills. It's very important that you're a good team player, and it's very important that you know how to educate your technical knowledge to maybe a team that doesn't have that technical understanding. Since you will be working on creating business solutions with your coding skills, you will need to know how to translate that coding knowledge into a language, into a solution that also people with no technical background can understand. Some of you might also hope to have a more flexible career. Not all data scientists work for a corporate company necessarily. A lot of them also work as a freelancer, and these skills will also help you to, for example, sell yourself as a freelance data scientist to different companies and organizations. This is a short overview of the full program. Our program consists of 3 core courses and has a modular structure within each of these courses. So first off, you will start off with a data science bootcamp. This is around 8 months, where you go over the first set of skills that I showed on the left-hand side, the technical skills. Then it is followed by a leadership bootcamp. And finally, you will be doing a final project where you put all the skills you have learned into practice in a final project, and also along with a dissertation that will go towards your graduation. So you will notice that in total, it's 60 credits within the European credit system. That means that this is a part-time program. This program is largely delivered online, as we have created it for working professionals. So we see that a lot of people come to the program who already are working, and they would not like to interrupt their career to go study for 1.5 or 2 years, but rather they would like to upskill themselves while they continue to work. And this program will really allow you to do that. So most of the people who are in the program, they have a full-time job. They set aside another 14, 16 hours a week. So you do have to be committed. You do have to be disciplined. But if you set aside those 14, 16 hours a week, you'll be able to graduate in around 16 months, 17 months from the Master in Data Science. Again, this is largely online. During the leadership bootcamp, so during the second part of your master's degree, you will be invited to come and join us in Amsterdam, in the Science Park in Amsterdam, where we share the premises with different universities and also startups and different research institutes. So during that leadership bootcamp, we have some workshops that are done face-to-face. For example, we will have a field visit, a client visit, where you will actually put into practice your consultancy skills and act as a data science consultant during a client visit. During this time is also when the Talent Accelerator activities in the Netherlands take place. So we try to put as much, let's say, events and learning into a short visit. But again, you will largely complete the program online. If you are able to actually land a job or traineeship with one of the partner employers or other employers in the Netherlands, you can already come to the Netherlands during the program, but it's more usual that you will come towards the end of the program or after the program to the Netherlands for a job with the partner network. This is a bit more detail on the different modules. Again, as I said, we follow a modular structure. So this means that you will build on your knowledge every week. In each module, you will have assignments and projects, again, of a practical nature, and you will be expected to complete one module before moving on to the next. You will also be granted a certificate after your data science bootcamp and a second certificate after your leadership bootcamp. Why do we do this? We do this because this way you can already have a credential towards the job market after the data science bootcamp of your technical skills. So we believe that by completing the data science bootcamp, you already have the very basics to start your job search and apply for jobs, and that certificate will show it. But of course, your degree is awarded after you complete and submit a successful final project in the third part of the program. And after the 17 months, you will be, if you're successful, you will be awarded the master's degree. So moving on, I would like to speak a little bit more about the learning experience. Again, our core facets of the learning experience are the competencies and also the learning community, as well as the flexibility. Since this is a part-time online program, you could truly study from wherever you are in the world. And do it at your own pace. However, we do have certain live sessions online on a weekly basis that we do hope or expect you to join. So how do we do this? Usually your module is announced, and then you will have online content that you can access on our learning platform campus. So we have different content providers, including Pluralsight, DataCamp, DataQuest, some of which you might already be familiar with. And we have curated this in a curriculum with our own assignments, our own projects, and our own workshops as well. So we add on to already the richness of some of our partners in content. You will have a weekly workshop with the course facilitators. Again, these are people who are working in the field. So for example, one of our course facilitators, Violetta, she is working for ABN AMRO, a bank in the Netherlands, as a data scientist. Or another course facilitator works for Booking.com, whereas Ricardo works more in a freelance nature. So these people are also able to support you and mentor you, coach you in different ways according to your hopes in your data science career. In addition, you will also have other live sessions, including your mentoring sessions with the data science mentor, Branko, and action learning sets. Action learning sets are weekly sessions where you come together with a small group within your cohort. Since you are all working professionals, we want to recognize the experience that you already bring into the program and to also make sure that you have just kind of like the study sessions that you have in the library in a traditional university. You have that support community as you work on your projects, but also a wider support community as you go into this new career path. So the action learning sets are a structured way to kind of support each other as a cohort in smaller groups. This is something that is unique to the ELU program, and I think it has been very helpful to the cohort so far. I would like to talk a little bit more about the employability support that we provided ELU. Specifically, we do this through the Talent Accelerator program. Again, the Talent Accelerator program is an add-on. You are not expected to join it, considering that you might want to just get a degree, or you might have a company that you work for and you are maybe looking to become a data scientist or machine learning engineer within your company. If you don't have any ambition to maybe move to the Netherlands, it might not be for you. But for those of you that do have the ambition or are open to job opportunities in the Netherlands, the Talent Accelerator program facilitates that entry. It consists of different stages. It goes through a sequenced format. And first of all, this is what we offer to everyone in the program. So we do support your employability through the skills focus of our program by building a portfolio, since you're working on practical projects and assignments. So you have things to showcase to employers. And finally, also through mentoring, you will have both a data science mentor and also a recruitment mentor or a recruitment coach, someone who's working as a tech recruiter for the last 10 to 15 years and can help you to make sure that you polish your CV, do prep or mock interviews with you, and give you general tips on how to kind of amplify your profile for opportunities in the EU and the Dutch market. What the Talent Accelerator gives as an add-on is a sequence format into your full-time data science practice. So what we have learned from being in the Dutch and general data science job market is that as you start into this new career, it is important to build more track records. This is why during the first part of the program, so in the first half, we will invite you to do additional projects, additional assignments, so that you can actually show that you can do an end-to-end project and get more freelance experience as you build your portfolio. And with that additional track record, it will be easier for you to move into a full-time position, whether that is a remote position or a full-time contract opportunity with relocation to the Netherlands. Here, I do want to note that ELU's partner, Amsterdam Institute of Technology, has IND status. So this means that if a partner company would not be able to sponsor your contract, we have the ability to do so, and we can second the contract. This is how we can take away the pressure for a company to sponsor you, and will make it easier for a company to kind of allow you and relocate to the Netherlands, as we'll take away that burden. Other things that come into the Talent Accelerator program are the coaching by your career coach. Again, you will work on your resume, on mock interviewing, on pitching, all to prepare you for your meetups and employer events in the Netherlands. As I said, during the program, we have some workshops that take place during the Leadership Bootcamp in Amsterdam. At that very same time, we also organize hackathons and employer meetups with different recruiters, data science recruiters, but also data science team leads, companies in our network that we know are looking for data scientists and are familiar with the ELU model. And you will be able to pitch yourself and your work in front of them, and of course, network with these companies. Again, this does not mean that we can promise that you will land a data science job in the Netherlands, because we also do need to see the commitment for you, but rather that we act as your ambassador in the market to help you land a job there. Now, moving on, I also do want to remind you that you can submit questions down below in the Q&A box, and I will be giving some time towards the end to go over them. I want to talk a little bit about the admissions process. So we, again, have somewhat of a more unorthodox approach to education. We do not believe that necessarily you need to have a computer science bachelor's before you come into the field, because data science is truly something that you can apply in any sector. So this is why we do have people who come from more of a consultancy, finance, or even medical background come to the program. But here are the very basics, or the more general profile that comes to the program. We do assume, of course, that you have a complete bachelor's degree. Ideally, this would be in STEM, but again, we have had people successfully come to the program with other degrees as well. Often this is because they have certain work experience. This can be work experience in the tech field, or this can be self-learning that they've done, specifically also, of course, in coding in Python, or already some entry-level data science courses. We also would like to see a proof of English proficiency. However, if you have completed your bachelor's degree or any further education at an English language institution, this would be waived. So if you can demonstrate that your bachelor's or any further education was completed in English, you do not have to show any IELTS or TOEFL score. And even if you can show that you have been working in an international company and using a lot of English, for example, with clients, we would be waiving this requirement for you. Finally, what is not a requirement but is very much welcomed is work experience, especially in the tech field. Usually the people who come into the program already have 2 to 3 years of work experience. Why is this so significant? It is because as a data scientist, you will be working to create actual solutions for an organization to solve business problems or to optimize business processes with your technical know-how and skills. For this reason, it really helps to already have that work experience. So we do value that, and we do also look at this in the admission process. At the start of the program, we assume that you have statistic knowledge and programming knowledge. Specifically, we use Python language. Of course, R is also more commonly used in data science, but in our program, we use Python. If you do not yet know Python or you feel a bit rusty, that's not a problem. We do have some resources from one of our content providers, DataCamp, that we can share with you. They're free, you can complete them online, and if you complete them up to the advanced level, you will be able to successfully start the program. But we will be sending you a little test, some time before the actual start date, so that we are sure you have the required Python level to successfully work on the assignments and projects. And if not, we'll send you some additional tutorials that you can complete beforehand. We have had students who've done this. They are successfully working on the assignments and the projects. So again, this is not something that would disqualify you. Ultimately, this is an online program. This is a flexible program, and it's quite rigorous. For those of you who will be working and doing the program, you do need to be committed. So ultimately, the motivation and the commitment of our applicants is the most important. So in the application process, you will also be asked to submit a motivational statement. We accept applications on a rolling basis. We have different start dates. Our soonest enrollment date is in November of this year, November 2020. And in the next year, we'll be having 4 start dates, February, April, June, and November. And what we do is we will be asking you how soon you want to join. You may indicate a preferred start date, but we will try to do our best to create balanced and diverse cohorts. So we also have to look, of course, at the different time zones and geographies to make sure that you're in the best cohort for your learning. So we look in the end at your application, how soon you want to start, to see which of the start dates will best be suited for you. There's no application fee. However, there is a registration fee. So during your application, you will not be asked to submit any payment. However, if you are accepted into the program, that's when we ask you to confirm and register your seat with an application fee of 250 euros. The application process is quite straightforward. It consists of 3 steps. First of all, you can submit an online application on our website. In this application, you are asked to submit an up-to-date resume. This can also be in the form of your LinkedIn, and a motivational statement. Again, it is really important for us to see why you are interested in data science and why you are specifically interested in doing this data science program at ELU in this more unorthodox, untraditional online communal setting. So do try to focus in your motivation statement on these items. If you are then shortlisted, if you meet the basic eligibility requirements, you'll be invited for an online analytical thinking test. You do not need to prepare for this. You can complete it in around 20 minutes or so. And finally, you will be invited for a short interview with the admissions team. This could be myself. And during the interview, it's really more of a chance to get to know you better and for you to get to know us. So it's important that you're at that point in your application, you know our program, you know our our learning experience, so that you can be sure that if you choose for ELU, it's the right choice for you. Of course, we want to make sure that not only you are a right choice for us, but we are also the right choice for you, and the interview will help us have a two-way conversation to see this. I'm sure that you're also curious about the fees and the funding. The total tuition fees of the program are 9,000 euros. You can pay this in two different ways. One is in installments. This is the most common option. This is 3 installments of 3,000 euros each. So you will make the first payment at the start of your enrollment, and then at 3 or 4 months intervals, you will pay the remaining 2 installments. But we also now offer something called a deferred tuition agreement. Why do we do this? First of all, of course, with a data science career, you will probably be able to increase your salary income because it's a well-paid path. And especially for those of you who might be coming from other geographies, we understand that 9,000 euros can be a bit hefty. So what we do is, with the deferred tuition agreement, we share the responsibility of getting you into a more high-paying job, and you will not be asked to pay the full tuition during your studies, but rather you can defer it, you can stall your payments and pay them after you start working in the field. What we do ask is that you pay a monthly community fee. This is because we do need to pay a certain, we have certain, of course, the minimal institutional fee with your enrollment, and this is also for us a sign of your commitment to the program. So we do ask that you pay 99 euros a month, and your tuition can be paid as late as 5 years after your start date. So if you would be starting in November of 2020, you could defer your tuition up to November 2025. However, you can of course pay it in different installments in that 5-year period as soon as you get a job in the field. If you do want more information, because I understand that the deferred tuition agreement especially is a bit new, and something not so common. It's more widely used through income share agreements, for example, in the US and for certain bootcamp. But it is something a bit different than more traditional universities. I'm more than happy to send you more information about that, or to have a call with you. So finally, you can find more information on our website. You can also reach us at info@elu.nl, or directly me at lara@elu.nl. I'm more than happy to send you my calendar so that we can schedule an individual and longer chat as well to go over any of your questions. But thank you so much for being with us today. Again, what I would like to repeat is that for all of you that joined us today, you will be given a Coursera license, a Coursera for Campus license. With this license, you will be able to access 5,000 of the courses on Coursera and get the certificates by successfully doing the assignments and completing the courses. It's a 3-month license, so it's valid until the end of September, and I will be sharing the details with you tomorrow morning or during the day. So please do check your inboxes for that information. And of course, happy learning on the Coursera platform. If there are any questions, please let me know in the chat or in the Q&A. All right, I see one question regarding the continuation of your education. Can you study for a PhD in the future? I want to know the credibility of the credits to be gotten. Yes, you will be able to continue your education, for example, through a PhD. Of course, it does depend where you will be getting your PhD, and on a specific institution, what kind of procedure you would have to go through. So each country they do, and each institution does have a different kind of recognition process, but our degree is recognized through ESHRE, so the European Association for Higher Education Institutions, and also by UK NARIC. So you would have to liaise through these institutions to get it formally approved and recognized, probably. Although this might differ if you would be applying to non-EU markets like Canada or the US. But any documentation that you would need, we will be providing that. A quick note on accreditation. The degree is accredited. It is, and it is recognized as a European degree. So it is an official degree. However, it is not locally accredited yet by the Dutch government. This is because in the Netherlands, there is a full cycle requirement. So the first cohort of the program should have graduated in order to finalize the accreditation. We have started the accreditation process. We're working with a legal team. As I said, the first cohort will be graduating in August of this year. So the soonest we can finalize the accreditation process, excuse me, for the Dutch government is in fall 2020. So we are working actively on the accreditation process. What does this mean? This means that, for example, at the moment, you could not benefit from something like student finance or the orientation year visa in the Netherlands, but it does not affect the credibility or the recognition of the degree internationally. So if there are no further questions, I would like to thank you all for joining. Again, I'll send you some follow-up information tomorrow, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you again, and don't hesitate to reach out to me at lara@elu.nl.